स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः को ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्।
सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
Namaste friends, we are meeting after a gap. Hope you're doing well. I just aggravated my back, old back injury, because almost 4 years back I had a slip disc and had an accident, a motorbike accident, and it just slipped into a slip disc actually. So I was actually resting for past few days, and I'm really sorry for the inconvenience and the break here, but I just couldn't record videos. It happens. So as we say in yoga and Ayurveda, that if something happens, accept it and rest, relax, accept it, make peace with it, and give your body enough time and rest to rejuvenate and recover. So here I am. I'm pretty fine now, standing straight without any pain, and hope you also had a good time. So you must have used this break for reading, and I'm back here to continue. So today we are going to discuss about Ayurveda treatments, in which the most important treatment which I'm going to discuss about is Panchkarma therapies. So we are starting up Panchkarma. Yes guys, you must have heard a lot about Panchkarma. Panchkarma is basically a 5-fold detox purification in Ayurveda. So I've been talking about detoxification and purification because as per Ayurveda and yoga, the 5 elements, the Panch Mahabhuta and the 3 doshas and different tissues and dhatus, all these vital elements or the vital aspects of our body, entities of our body, whether it is structural or functional, needs to be balanced, and that balance can be attained only through a proper lifestyle, food, relaxed mind and good thoughts, and of course good sleep and lifestyle. So basically I've been talking about it, but now I'm going to go specific into the treatments and therapies in Ayurveda. And this is very famous. I mean, there's a lot of medical tourism going on in past few years, or probably I should say in past 1 decade. In last 10 or 15 years, we have been observing a huge surge in the medical tourism, Ayurveda tourism in India, because we have these techniques and therapies in Ayurveda which helps us to heal, prevent and cure. So as I said, that Ayurveda approach to the treatment is basically a twin approach. First of all, you should live in balance, which I've been talking about in the previous half of this course. Now we are heading towards the next half of the course, which is primarily going to focus more on the therapies like Panchkarma and different preparatory processes, and of course going in detail about each and every Panchkarma therapy, pros and cons and contraindications, who should do, who should not do. It's quite detailed, so I cannot cover everything in Panchkarma, because then we have to go for a special course for Panchkarma, which we might create in future if we feel like. For now we are going to cover what needs to be covered in the advanced course. So Ayurveda approach to the treatment is twin approach. The one is a Shaman Chikitsa and the other is a Shodhan Chikitsa. The Shaman Chikitsa is a Sanskrit word. Shaman means to treat, right? So basically it means to destroy, to remove. So what we need to treat, what we need to destroy, we need to treat and we need to destroy vitiated dhatus or vitiated doshas, which has caused aggravation. Those aggravated dhatus which block the channels due to which any disease is created, that needs to be destroyed and removed or eliminated. So that is the meaning of the Shaman Chikitsa. Chikitsa means treatment. Okay, shaman means to destroy, to eliminate. The second here is shodhan. So what is shodhan here? The meaning of the shodhan is basically purification before elimination. So basically shodhan chikitsa I could have written first actually, because in order, in the natural order, the shodhan comes first, then shaman. But anyways, so shodhan means to elimination through purification before you actually try to eliminate. So in shaman chikitsa we try to deal with any disorder, chronic or active disorder, or any disease, serious or fatal or whatever, through diets, medicines and regimens. So we have talked about the diet. Diet is talked more in detail in the diet and nutrition course. If you are curious and interested to go in detail, then I would recommend you to join that course, because you would really learn a lot of information about what you should eat as per Ayurveda based on your constitution. Medicines is something which is covered in herbalism in the herbology course, however you like to pronounce it. And the regimens I've already covered. But regimens are not only what I have covered, it's also detailed as you go in different courses in specialization like diet and nutrition. The regimens would also be detailed about it specifically for that particular topic. Now Shodhan is basically elimination of vitiated doshas through Panchkarma. So here in Shodhan Chikitsa, basically we try to first cleanse the body, right? Because as per Ayurveda, there is a systematic approach of healing and cure. First of all, it's a prevention. You live in balance. Our body is designed to cleanse. Body is designed to remove and accept, you know. And if you give fresh food and fresh air and fresh thoughts, and you live in balance as per the nature cycle, and you feel relaxed and you are not very agitated and stressed, so obviously your mind would help the body and your body would help the mind. So there would be a perfect coordination between mind and body, which is known as the psychosomatic. Soma means body and psycho means mind. So that I already talked about, but important thing, the Ayurveda emphasizes a lot on cleansing. Why? Because even if you're living in balance, a perfect balance is completely an imaginary or fictitious concept in the present modern world. Why? Because it's not possible for us to be completely balanced, because the world where we live is full of imbalances. Whether it is society, the people, our workplace, our approach to the money and what money can buy for us, materialism, consumerism, where people are essentially treated as consumers. So obviously all this mechanical and technological advancement has definitely created a lot of flip side, where we are not able to understand what we are, how we are designed to, and how we are designed to live, with what things we are designed to live. Obviously that has led to a huge imbalance in us. So obviously Ayurveda is more relevant today than it was before, because essentially people were living in more balance. Like I'm talking about 100 years back or 300 years back. If you go, you don't have to go thousands of years back, but even if you go 50 years back, even if you go 100 years back, I certainly feel people were living with balance in association with the nature, you know, with a symbiotic association with nature, which has gone wrong in recent times. So that's why it's more relevant. So here the Shodhan Chikitsa, the elimination of vitiated doshas. So as I've been talking about, your diseases in Ayurveda are caused by only one thing, which is vitiated doshas. So if your doshas are going up and down, then obviously it will affect the dhatus. Dhatus will get stuck somewhere, they accumulate somewhere, and that particular part and those particular tissues would affect a particular organ, and then you would have a weakening of organ or dysfunction of organ, which would impact your other parts of the body or other problems, or the particular zone of the body where that organ is there, that system. So Panchkarma is basically a therapy, which is Panch means 5 and Karma means actions. So basically this therapy is about 5 actions, 5-fold detoxification. The reason I'm calling it detoxification, it is not really acknowledged in Ayurveda that Karma is detoxification, but you can say Karma is a therapy. But every therapy is designed to remove the imbalance from you, and detoxification is one, cleansing is one way to remove the imbalance and come in the perfect balance. So basically it's a comprehensive method of internal purification, where all your vitiated doshas, your vitiated dhatus, and mal. Mal is also one thing I've been talking about, that mal is also responsible for vitiating dhatus, and it is a dynamic relationship between them. If the doshas are the most dynamic ones, and then they vitiate the dhatus, and then dhatus then vitiate the doshas, and then doshas and dhatus also generate mal. Mostly dhatus generate mal, and this mal is partially used in the body at different zones, and if it is not being eliminated, then this mal also vitiate doshas and dhatus. So that's a tricky part, because these three entities are the structure and functional unit of the body. They participate in and they contribute in maintaining our health so much that we have to keep them in balance and check. So let's move towards the different Panchkarma therapies. You must have heard about them on Ayurveda websites, on my website also. We have a little bit of a blog where we have mentioned about Panchkarma. I'm also planning to come up with another video on Panchkarma, and then it would be very informative. It won't be just an informative video, not a part of a course open for anyone. So the first one is the Vaman. As the name Vaman suggests in Sanskrit, it means purification, but it is a purification of your alimentary canal through induced vomiting. You know vomiting? I know people in West are not used to vomiting, because vomiting is considered to be disgusting, something that why would you like to vomit? I mean, but in my culture, in this part of the world, vomiting is beautiful. Why? Because I'm not saying vomiting after eating food. That is indigestion. No, I'm not supporting that. Don't get me wrong here. I'm trying to tell you that you can vomit drinking water, and you can vomit consciously on purpose. Then it will take out all the toxins from your upper GI tract, your upper alimentary canal, which is like your stomach, and all the acids and all the pith and cough would be coming out. So obviously I talked a bit about it in previous sessions, but here in Panchkarma therapy and treatments, we are going to talk in detail about each and every Panchkarma therapy. So this is a method of purification of through alimentary canal by induced vomiting, emesis, which is like to vomit. So there are special medicines you drink in the empty stomach in the morning, and that they're emetic, they make you to feel like vomiting, and then you throw out in the bucket, and you throw out so that all the toxins come out. See, you have to throw out toxins from your system. You cannot keep that in your body. If you keep the junk in your home, what will happen? It's going to destroy the energy. It's going to affect the energy of your home. So obviously it is not recommended to keep the junk in your home. It is not recommended to keep the toxins in your system. It is very important to get rid of it, because these toxins are all the metabolites or doshas, like vitiated doshas or dhatus or mal, are eventually going to cause a problem for you, and you don't want to be sick. The simple reason we are talking about all this, because we care about our health. We want to be healthy, we want to be fit, we want to be blissful and happy, in harmony. That's why we all are interested in being healthy. That's essentially the central point. Now next is the Virechan. Virechan is basically the purification through the lower alimentary canal, the GI tract, by induced purgation. So purgation is like you drink some medicine, and then after, like, let's say after half an hour or 40 minutes or 1 hour, it gets digested, and it goes down in your intestines, and it starts creating stools, loose stools, like a diarrhea. I won't call it diarrhea, because this is a healthy sort of diarrhea. I mean, it means that it won't make you sick, because diarrhea is a condition which is caused by a certain bacteria or certain infection in your system, in your gut, due to which it really sucks your energy. It really destroys your Agni, and then all of a sudden your temperature increases, you get indigestion, you get all kind of dizziness, nauseatic feeling. But here you won't get that kind of a nauseatic feeling. You might feel a little bit, because the water comes out of your body. So you have to drink water on that particular day, which I'm going to talk about when I'm going to go deep in each and every Panchkarma therapy. So that was purgation. Third is Nasyam. So Nasyam is an amazing Panchkarma therapy if you have issues of cough on the upper extremity and Vata. So obviously people having nervous disorders and cough issues, sinus and all these issues on the chest congestion. So all these people would benefit immensely by doing Nasyam. Nasyam means therapy through nose, nasal orifice, and this basically therapy goes through your head and the nose region. What you do is you inhale the medicated smoke, and there's always they put a, after that they put a first you put a medicated drops in your nose, and then they make you inhale the medicated smoke. It's not smoking, it's just a therapy, so don't get me wrong here again. And then it really opens up the blocks, and the vitiated doshas are melted, and then they are brought back to the system, from where they can be eliminated and thrown out with the mal waste. And the fourth Panchkarma method is basically Vasti. So Vasti is a method which is used to balance the aggravated Vat. It's basically a treatment for Vat. Nasyam also aggravated cough and Vat. So basically in this, purification is done by induced enema in your alimentary canal through your GI tract. So this helps in removing all the impurities and all the toxins, all the vitiated mal and the dhatus and the doshas which have solidified, and it helps to first remove it and loosen it up through different techniques and therapies before Panchkarma starts, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later here in the same session. And then it is eliminated from your rectum and anus. It goes out. It's like, you know anema, right? What is anema? So I'm going to explain you later. And next is Rakta Vimochan. Rakta means blood and Vimochan means letting. So basically it is purification through circulatory system. Your blood moves in the circulatory system through selective bloodletting. So you must be thinking that, what do you mean by bloodletting? Are you going to take out my blood? Well, blood donation is very good, and if you don't know, as per Ayurveda, it is important and recommended to donate your blood at least once in a year. Because the selective bloodletting, this is not same as a blood donation. In here, the selective bloodletting is they take, the traditional way was they bring the leech. You know leech, that's a small insect which sticks to your skin and sucks the blood out. So what they would do, they would identify those particular parts of your body, lymphatic, and I'm talking about lymphatic system here, and circulatory system. So they put the leech there. This leech sucks the impure blood out, and that is known as selective letting. But these days people don't do this Rakta Vimochana. Instead, because it sounds very what should I say? It sounds very risky to people. Like, how would they let this leech, this small animal, blood-sucking animal, on their body like that? So obviously, it's not being done so much in the present times, and they just take out the blood through syringes if they want, and the other medicines through which you can definitely avoid Rakta Vimochan, and even it's not recommended mostly these days. Well, that was brief introduction about the Panchkarma therapies. We are going to see them in detail, so don't worry. If I know it's not enough here, but I'm just introducing it today. So what is the importance of Panchkarma? So let's move ahead and talk about why we need Panchkarma. As I said, that Panchkarma is purification. So the concept here in Ayurveda is very scientific. It says that if you want to treat yourself through medicines and diet, so first of all you have to remove the impurities from your system, right? For example, if you want to give it this room a new look, so what do you have to do? Let's say the walls are white right now, and you want to give it a complete different look. So you have to paint the walls with a different color. You have to match up you have to do the decor of matching decor. Not matching, I mean to say, colors which can go with your wall color. So like you have to renovate it or revamp it. So likewise, if you want to create a new system, you have to remove the old things. You have to remove the vitiated doshas and toxins, metabolites from your body, so that the body can go back to its normal state. Because what happens when these doshas are stuck in your system, they actually, vitiated doshas, they block your channels. So I've already talked about it before, I'm repeating it. because you need to understand why diseases are caused in Ayurveda. Diseases are caused in Ayurveda primarily because your channels are blocked. The channels I've already talked about, there are different channels, so 7 channels are there I've talked about. Actually, if you include the 4 more, then there are 10. So I'm going to talk about them. I already talked about it before. Refer to my tutorial about Srotas. Yeah. So basically, and if the people who are watching a demo video of this, demo tutorial of this, they can also go and see the other demo videos so that they can relate with it before you make a decision to join the course with me. So here importance is that because of the bad lifestyle, because of bad food and unhealthy lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle, bad sleep time, a lot of stress and depression, and it affects our physiochemical processes, physiological processes, biological processes in the body, and mind controls a lot of things. Mind controls your vibrations of your energy, movement of your energy and prana in your system. So every organ needs to receive energy to function. So that is provided by your mind. I'm not talking about brain here. Brain has its own complexity in which I don't want to go right now. But mind is too broad. Okay. So basically your thoughts, your stress, your relaxed state or stressful state, what is the state of your mind? What is your vibration of your mind? What is the state that would decide what would be the state of your body? So obviously we are talking about balancing your mind and body as we do in yoga through meditations, pranayama and asanas and all those techniques. But in Ayurveda says that if you have not attained the balance and you have become sick, or you're on the verge of becoming sick, or you're already on the way of becoming sick, then the good news is that it is always possible to reverse your sickness or disorder. And how you do it? You take action, you do something about it. And what you're going to do here, you're going to make it sure that your food is right, you're eating as per your symptoms, your body constitution, as per season, as per time, and you eat on your schedule is very good. You remove the bad habits, stop munching or snacking unhealthy snacks in between, and also focus on elimination of toxins, because whatever has happened, you can't change it. Your toxins have already been accumulated. First thing you should do, you should stop giving more toxins to your body by bad lifestyle, food and thoughts and everything. That is first thing. Second, once you have taken care of the intake, I mean what's going inside you, then you take care of what's going outside you, because your body can excrete, can eliminate actively, and that is the meaning of Panchkarma. In Panchkarma treatments and therapies, we allow our body to different specific techniques and methods. We create a state where body can eliminate in excess. So obviously, more the body gets rid of the toxins, the better the body prepares to go through a traditional shaman treatment, which is like treatment through diets, medicines and regimens. Okay. So I was talking importance. Importance is immense. I mean, because it cleanses before you can start taking a medicine. See, medicines will not work in your body if your channels are blocked, because these channels would affect your metabolism, would affect your Agni, Jataragni or Bhutagni, all those Agnis which I talked about in session Agni. So it will affect the Bhutagni and Jataragni, due to which your main digestive fire would go down. So you have indigestive issues. So when you have indigestion, so formation of your dhatus are happening through digestion, if you know. That's why digestion is the most important system in your body. So that would be impaired, and your doshas would aggravate. Your aggravated doshas would interact with the dhatus, your tissues, and those tissues would be vitiated. Those tissues, when got vitiated, would produce mal in excess, and doshas would further, and tissues would be further impaired by these excess mal, which cannot be eliminated, and you got stuck in a vicious loop of this. So these channels would be blocked, and the flow of the vital nutrients, either they are at that zone, or the nutrients which are passing through the channel would be compromised, would be impaired. And because of that, with the passage of time, the disease or disorder would set in. Before disease, the body will be giving symptoms to you, and you have to do something about it on time. If you don't do it, it's definitely going to knock you out, okay, or give you pain, and then you have to rush to the doctor. So that was the importance of Panchkarma. It cleanses. It cleanses and you're 50% already healthy. And rest of the disease can be healed by a proper systematic line of treatment which might last from 3 months to 6 months to 1 year. Depends how chronic your problem is, depends how how heightened or your symptoms are, how strong your symptoms are, okay? Or disease is, what is the state of your disease. So moving ahead, before you do Panchkarma, we need to do certain preparatory processes, okay? So you cannot just give Panchkarma like that to a patient because the body needs to be prepared and your doshas needs to be loosened up. Loosen. What I mean by loosen up? It means that something which is lying there for a long time has solidified, has become concrete, become stubborn and solidified. So that particular solidified dosha or the tissue side, it has to be released. So, and then it has to be eliminated. So first of all, there are two preparatory processes before you do an actual Panchkarma therapy. Not everybody would go for all the 5 treatments. Keep this in mind, okay? If somebody tells you that, okay, I'm going to do Panchkarma for 21 days, for 3 months, that's nonsense. But you don't need purification or detoxification for such a long period. It will deprive your body from essential nutrients and doshas, and your tissue loss would happen, your dhatus would be, diminished. And then you have another problem, okay? You feel weak and emancipated. So obviously, everything is bad in excess, and everything should be given, anything should be given to a specific person with a specific problem and state of the mind and body. So these days it has become a lot commercialized, and a lot of people are just fooling people in the name of Ayurveda. I'm sorry to say it is happening in India, it's happening everywhere, because there are right and wrong people in every industry, in every profession, and Ayurveda and yoga is not an exception here. So snake karma is basically a oleation therapy. That's one first preparatory process before you give Panchkarma, and second is the Swait karma, which is known as sedation therapy. So snake karma is basically oleation. So what you do in oleation? In oleation, mostly you are given some medicated fats, ghee, to drink empty stomach in the morning, and then for the rest of the 2-3 days or 4 days, depends what Ayurveda doctor feels, how long you need before you start a Panchkarma, to actually lubricate, because your doshas have become dry, Vat, mostly Vat goes imbalance, so Vat makes things dry. So it lubricates that particular solidified matter which is lying there. So the fats, they are greasy, okay, full of cough, so we need to increase the cough bit, okay? Sorry. So you drink these medicines, right? And then you have to go for a diet restriction and lifestyle restriction. Mostly you have to rest, you have to sleep on time, and they give you only specific thing to eat. It's like a soup, that's all. And actually, after drinking this ghee, you will not feel hungry because it's too heavy to digest. So it's an internal lubrication, okay? Lubrication. Then next is Swait karma. Then they will give you some sedation therapy, means steaming, massage and steaming. So what will happen because of this Swait karma means you will sweat, your pores, different pores in your system will open up, and they might also give you certain medicines actually to open up the pores in your body, inside your channel, so that when this solidified matter becomes loosened, it starts moving. So when it starts moving, your pores should be open to throw it out, okay? And after massage and steaming are the most important Swait karma or the sedation therapy. You sweat out and your entire body sweat internally also, because these are heating medicines, and you also take an external heat. So obviously heat actually tries to melt down all your solidified doshas. Well, so these are the two preparatory processes. As I said in this session, I am only introducing Panchkarma. We are going to see everything in detail, so hold on and keep focusing and being attentive here. So role of Dhatu and Mals. The role of Dhatu, Mal and doshas in forming diseases. I already mentioned that. Before I go on that, because I was forgetting actually, so it came in my mind. that Panchkarma therapies can also be taken by healthy people. Nobody is actually extremely healthy. So don't be so overconfident about you because our food is not pure, our air is not pure, our water is not pure, our mind is not pure. We are too much stressed these days, too much of jealousy and negative emotions floating around in our head, and relationships are strained. People don't have satisfaction in their family and relationships. They feel insecure and fearful about their future. People have different problems, anxieties. So all these things makes us really sick. So and nobody's an absolute exception here. Everybody has some problem, including me. I told you I had a slip disc aggravation. I didn't get a slip disc. So don't worry, your teacher is not going to disappear, because otherwise I wouldn't have been here. But I was traveling and I got a little bit of niggle actually, and I'm healing it. So anyways, so dhatus, mals and doshas are the three most important days. I've been talking about it. They are very, very important, and all we are going to do is make it balanced. We are going to balance our Visherik dosha, whichever is going up, whichever is going down, we have to bring it back to the normal. Then we are going then we are going to eliminate the vitiated dhatu through elimination techniques in Panchkarma, and by when the doshas would be normal, slowly and gradually your body would start healing, and then new tissues would be formed, and then existing tissues would be healed by medicines, and by your body has your intrinsic healing, natural healing ability. You just have to maintain your body. Once things goes right, other things starts going right as well. People just don't do one thing right in their um, treatment plan. They just keep being very negative about everything. So you set one thing right, other things start setting right on its own. So we just have to use our knowledge of Ayurveda to eat right, sleep right, on time, living in schedule, so that we slowly start setting a healing process by balancing the dhatus, mal and doshas. Mal should be eliminated, dhatu should be reformed and maintained and